Sports fans, it turns out that the 2026 NFL draft happened to be one of those made-for-TV movies where the DVDs sit in a pile of other DVDs, and you might say to yourself, you got yourself a couple of snacks, you grab it and say, what the hell, entertainment purposes. You throw it on, and you end up watching the whole thing from beginning to end because it turns out to be better than expected. A lot of questions after the draft, maybe a few more than we had prior to the actual draft itself, but the key pieces of the draft off the board onto their teams. And now it's time to discuss what we have going on moving forward with training camp, summer, depth chart, all that good stuff, and much, much more. Not to mention NHL and NBA playoffs happening at the same time. And of course, baseball every single day, except for certain areas where the rain is starting to come down.
It is coming down and is slowing down. And by postponing, you kind of screwed me in my baseball lineup.
Screws everything up. It screws up the lineups. It screws up the tickets. You've got the doubleheaders on a Thursday, which is usually the off day. So you could get more bad weather tomorrow in these doubleheaders.
Then you get them postponed for indefinitely until
the teams would have to play each other again. It's easier to make up the game if it's a divisional game where, or if you guys are on the same side where it's like, okay, you guys play when? We'll turn that 3-game series into a 4-game set now. Just add another game. It kind of sucks for the players who are looking forward to today being like that travel day where they can like getaway day, they call it, because now it's like you're going to have baseball tomorrow, probably earlier. Not to mention it throws off their rhythm completely because these guys will go out there at 1 p.m. and sell.
Yep, I agree. I'm just going on the ESPN.com real quick so we can look at these scores as we get ready to do this pod.
What I'm doing is sharing the pod on the pages. We're live right now on YouTube, but I just want to make sure that every page on the Facebook has got us.
Got a close
right
one
now.
In Cleveland. Toronto 46, Cleveland 44.
Again,
series tied.
A C-plus movie that when you put it on and actually watch it, you say to yourself, that wasn't bad at all. I caught part of Game 4. Toronto pulls the upset to tie the series up and basically resets it into a best-of-3 series with those two teams.
The number 1 seeded Pistons fighting for their life right now, 66-60.
Are they up?
Yep, they are up by 6.
Down 3-1.
The number 1 seed to the play-in.
But Charles Barkley earlier said it best, because while I was quietly brainstorming what we were going to discuss tonight, I was listening to the NBA tip-off on ESPN with the crew, and Barkley said the Orlando Magic had no business being in the play-in. They slacked off all year, and now in this setting, in this format, in this series, you realize how many weapons Orlando has and what they can use against a team like Detroit, where Detroit coasted on their defense all year, but now you gotta when you gotta generate points, where are you gonna go with the ball? All of a sudden, Jalen Duren is he's not that 20-10 guy all of a sudden, where it's like, guys, what are we doing? We've been winning all year long, and now we get to this point and we can't impose our will the same way. Jalen Duren can't impose his will against some of the stretch guys on Orlando, and Banchero's out there, they look good, man. Orlando looks good. They're the most intriguing team in the East.
The Stanley Cup playoffs right now. We've got Montreal leading Tampa Bay 2-1. Both that series tied.
Nice.
And the end of the first in Philadelphia as Penguins Flyers are 0-0. As we all know, Flyers jumped out to a 3-0 series lead.
You were dejected.
Penguins have won 2 straight.
Don't look now. They're shaking the ropes on them.
Listen, do I think the Flyers are going to win? Yes. However, you're a Flyers fan, it's going to get real uneasy if the Penguins win today.
Because then they go back to Pittsburgh?
I believe so.
Okay.
Game 7 would be in Pittsburgh, but regardless, to be up 3-0.
Lose 3 games straight. That's pretty gross.
So it behooves them to finish this off because a veteran team.
Well, yeah, especially in these NHL and NBA, these 7-game series are so volatile with momentum being taken and not given back, where it's you want to, in those game fives where you have the opportunity to close out your opponent, it doesn't matter if you're up 3-1. You want to close them out. You don't want to be like, okay, well, we're going back home for the next game, or okay, but we'll be back home for game 7. Like, you don't want to start planning ahead too soon, because then you could be planning a trip to Cancun and your ass is eliminated after having a stronghold on the series.
Damn, Bubba couldn't get out of 5 innings, bro.
Talking about them Pirates against the Cardinals. They're currently, last I saw, they were down 3-1.
And Bubba Chandler only pitched 5. They didn't let him get out of the jam, bro.
Still only the bottom of the 6th. That right there is a tailor-made Pittsburgh Pirates game right there. Those low-scoring games where they're still in it, kind of. This is a pro Pirates podcast, man.
Yeah.
We've been around long enough to watch the Pirates actually turn it around and become something.
They've done it.
Like they've become,
they've grabbed the brass
rings of the pod. And in case things don't completely work out well for you in Philly, you can always go back to your black and yellow, and get a Skeens jersey out.
Wrestling Spotlight Arena on Facebook is reporting that the next 2 major releases could be
Chris,
Shinsuke Nakamura, and Bailey.
Of course, you're referring to the post-WrestleMania WWE releases. A lot of names were jettisoned post-Mania after the big Mania payday. It's a yearly ritual. It seems like they're making space for more of the NXT people, and the wrestling internet community, better known as the internet wrestling community, a.k.a. the Marks, are losing their minds. Mike D, what it do, bro? Ready to set things off here on podcast night. I broke down the fourth wall, and I also shared our podcast on the Nostalgic Multiverse site, which I know is for nostalgic purposes, but this is our one night a week of going live. This is our Monday Night Raw on Wednesday. So, we want it on all platforms. We want everybody seeing, all eyes on the product, so that we can break down everything going on in the world of sports right now. In a very, very entertaining draft. A lot of beer was consumed. Ups and downs, to say the least, huh, money? Highs and lows. Hey, why is Philly calling me? Which you guys should have actually hung up the minute that you should not be on the phone with a player that was selected by another team. That in itself is tampering. Just because you're in Pittsburgh, it doesn't give you the right to go out there and do whatever the hell you please, being on the phone with a player that your cross-state cousin just drafted.
We're really going there.
You now have the floor. It's been a week. I've been able to. It's been fresh on my mind for the last 6 days. The look on your face when it actually went down was absolutely priceless. And here at the top of the podcast, 10 minutes in, we're going straight for the jugular.
I can't even live for like the first half hour.
If looks could kill, Giants get an A++ grade for me for the draft. Yes, we are 6 days removed from night one. The opportunity to digest
the draft
night one
is in your home city.
Oh boy.
The draft is actually falling kind of your way.
Yeah.
Because I personally like Lemon better than I like Tyson.
Really? Everybody has their preference. Chris.
The moment Carolina got on the board, you should have moved up with them.
What was that, 19?
What was it going to cost? A 5th round pick? 2 6s? And you get the slot wide receiver? Nope.
Move up to what spot?
We just thought Dallas was going to sit there. And you know what? There's a reason why the Dallas Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl since I was in Anthony Rossi's school, intermediate school, 7th grade.
Here comes the heel turn. This is what you wanted, folks.
Or was it 6th? No, it was 6th grade. 6th or 7th grade. I don't give a shit. It was 7th grade because Mr. Casadio was my math teacher.
The draft was a giant blessing. Magoo, the Giants fans are all checked in. Chris is checked in. Giants, Chris is checked in. We're just
Let's make
started,
a trade
baby.
with our division rival,
Hopefully some Cowboys
who
fans
has a
check in.
weakness at the wide receiver position, but there's a top 3 wide receiver talent that's going to be there. You allowed them to fix their weakness just so you could get 2 4th-rounders back. So when Mekhi Lemon is dog walking the Dallas Cowboys secondary like everybody did last year, and you're still in 2nd or 3rd place, I hope you're happy with the 2 4th-round picks you got.
Some harsh feelings towards the Dallas Cowboys.
Their division rival better.
You have
Because we waited for 10 years because we took a draft pick from
12.
It happens all the time.
They waited 12 years.
No, you know what they did? They stuck it to McCarthy. There was still people that McCarthy had over there. They called in, get a little friendly conversation, see where they're leading. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Hey, Howie, Pittsburgh's going to take Lemon right now if we don't. What do you get out of it? To continue to lose.
Why are we pillow talking?
Yeah. Why are you pillow?
Who was on the phone? Who was on the phone pillow talking?
Would you have seen Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels pillow talking in 97?
The rat. Where's the rat? That's what we want to know. There was a rat in Pittsburgh.
Would the Chicago Bulls have called up the Pistons because the next team ahead of them might be drafting this guy?
Absolutely not. Collusion.
Would the Lakers call the Celtics to be like, hey, they're about to pick him next in the draft. What do you want to give me to move up?
Wow.
So you know what? Dallas, you suck. You always suck. And you always will suck.
Do you think that the Steelers were just kind of resting on their laurels again?
I think the Steelers felt because I think Omar Khan looked at it like Dallas isn't picking a receiver. They got the tag on him. They got CD. They're going to go defense.
How could you not account for Philly with all the rumor?
But why would you? He was thinking like I was thinking. Why would you make your division rival? Why would you make the team that's won the division 2 years in a row, better?
This is what you said with Jerry Jones wanting to stick it to his boy McCarthy one last time.
So you know what?
Which hurts you in the long run.
Dallas. F them stars.
Well, you know, you got Pittman. So you got
now
Pittman.
The guy they picked when they moved up in the 2nd round, and they didn't really give much up to move in the 2nd round because they were still able to keep their 3 threes. Jeremy Bernard is a good like I explained to Mikey, like, yo, I seen him play in college.
It's okay. Lemon has a QB who can't QB. Oof.
Bernard looks like he's going to be a very good slot wide receiver in this league. He does. He was really good in Alabama. But it's that, damn, I wanted Lemon type thing.
Had your heart set on the player. You're getting closer to your pick. You had to wait and watch all of us pick. So you're getting antsy as it is. You watched the Giants pick twice. You watched us pick at the top. You're getting to number 15.
Who knows?
You're getting to number 16. You know who's on the board.
Max Imanahor, Ichamor, whatever. I don't know how to say his last name. Regardless, he may turn to be like a stud right tackle, all-pro player. So, okay. Now the head-scratching pick is Drew Aller.
Drew Aller was head-scratching.
Because you're going to keep 4 wide receivers? 4 quarterbacks? I'm sorry.
No, they're going to trade Rudolph.
So then you're going to run it with 2 rookies because Howard didn't play at all last year.
Yeah.
Behind Aaron Rodgers, and I've said this on this podcast, I don't think Rodgers survives a whole season next year.
Rodgers and 2 rookies.
I think last year he got lucky with his health to where he could play.
If Cowboys lose, Jets fans happy for next year to go with their rivals of the Giants. What?
Oh, because the Jets have the Cowboys first round pick, right?
For next year?
For that Quentin Williams trade? or a second round pick. Yeah, they got something.
They do. So a loss for Dallas is a win for the Jets, basically, every week. Speaking of the Cowboys, they did sign George Pickens signed the tag today. So
he waited an entire week when he should have been. When they were wide open, he did it last week.
Why the delay, do you feel?
Probably stopped himself from getting traded to a team he probably didn't want to go to. But any team that's going to, if they were to trade him, any team that trades from those, he has to sign an extension. You're not giving up draft capital if he's not signing an extension. I don't care who you are.
We get there. Does anyone know who Mr. Irrelevant was?
I do not.
I don't know, but I did watch a lot of day 3 drafting. I had it on all day, just keeping tabs of everything. And I saw a lot of running backs go. I saw a lot of – that's when it really hit me where it's like, damn, there could be a lot of really cool gems in this draft. Like, you know, we didn't – I was a little nervous because we didn't go and get an offensive lineman until day 3. We ended up getting a guard at the top of the 3rd round, which makes me a little scared. But – you know, it was definitely very interesting.
We got the tackle.
Where everybody ended up.
The 2nd round, we moved up to get Bernard. 3rd round, we had Allard. We had the corner, and we picked the that offensive lineman.
So for everybody who's locked in right now, when we're talking NFL draft, comment right now. What was your favorite landing spot for a player out of all the rookies who ended up getting picked? It doesn't even necessarily have to be day 1, even though a lot of the big names are day 1. But what was your favorite landing spot where you say to yourself, this right here is a match made in heaven? Do you feel a little bit more relieved 6 days removed from 1st round of the draft, now seeing where everybody is? For those of you who are in dynasty, playing dynasty football, getting ready for your rookie drafts, how are you feeling about these landing spots? What was your favorite landing spot so far? Green Bay pick that was owed to Dallas. Whatever is higher, probably yours would be higher, no offense, than what Green Bay's pick is going to be. I still expect Green Bay to be or better than the Cowboys, you mean? I don't know. At this point in time, the Cowboys and the Packers are kind of swimming in the same tier for me anyways.
They're both mid.
Wild cards. You know what I mean? So if you want to call it if you want to say mid, that to me they're both wild cards. So those picks could wind up being mid-teen 1st round picks, but they could also be very close together as well. You could have the 17th and the 19th pick, which would be an interesting situation for a team that is committed to the tank for Archie, right? So you could play around with some of that capital that you have. Couldn't believe Reese fell to our lap. I couldn't believe it either.
Cardell Tate and the Titans. We didn't know how you felt. You were just
didn't see it coming.
You were so quiet, and then you left.
I didn't see it coming.
Did you leave to collect your thoughts or something?
Yeah, I went to use the bathroom. And then I went and
so while you're pissing, you're just looking at the wall
I pulled out my phone and got on the sleeper app and went to the Dynasty League and just started looking at certain picks. I just started looking around. You know what I mean? I told Matt, send me an offer. He never did, by the way. This was probably 20 to 30 minutes before me and Mikey make the blockbuster deal that we make, because I was locked in. Everywhere everybody was going, I was ready to make a move on draft night just to kind of see what the temperature was. I always like to check the temperature. When we went after a wide receiver at 104, first and foremost, Jeremiah Love to the Arizona Cardinals. We said they might do it. They actually did it. They pulled the trigger on it. So once I saw them do that,
let's pick the best available instead of getting
oh shit, does that mean that we go Reese, but we pass up on Reese? I'm in my mind, it's they keep talking about Sonny Styles. They talk about this Bailey cat. Bain was still there. They pass up on all those guys and go after the wide receiver who is catching a lot of flack for the fact that he lines up opposite to Jeremiah Smith, who is already the consensus 2027 101. So, okay, here we go. This is a gamble. And then we see Reese land right in the New York Football Giants lap, which Giants fans weren't even expecting that blessing of a player. They had their heart set on Sonny Styles. But it's like once the top played out the way it did with the number 2 pick and the number 3 pick, I feel like it created just like a chain reaction of a bunch of great talent just sliding down the board, and it kept happening into the second round too. It was crazy. Sonny Styles to the Bucks, the way he came out with the sunglasses on.
I thought that was Bane.
Bane. I'm sorry, Bane. It was Bane with the sunglasses and his
didn't
family.
he skip the hat thing too?
His grandpa. I don't know. He just walked
Didn't
out
he
looking
grab
like
the hat and just ignored the mirror and everything?
Yeah, he was just ready for business, dude. Yeah, and he took it as a slight, the fact that, damn, I was projected to go top 5, and you all passed up on me. And I think he's going to go to the Bucks with that chip on his shoulder and become exactly what they need on that side of the football, because nobody respected the Bucks defense anymore. I respect Bane. And he looked like he was slighted by the fact that we didn't take him. The other teams didn't take him. He saw a lot of other defensive players that he is in the same conversation with go before him.
Yeah. Then, Matt wanted to be greedy, pick Caleb Downs, and just ignore the offensive lineman position.
Shit, we got comments flowing.
Chris said the only position I was disappointed Jets not drafting was a linebacker. But for most part, glad who they drafted position-wise. I thought Jets would go Reese over Bailey, but some saying that was a better fit for Jets. So time will tell. Yeah, I thought passing up Reese was not a good move.
Part of me thought we were going Bailey too. I'd have to really take a look at the whole draft to give an honest answer, but off the top, I think my pick would be Titans to Tate. That's Mike's. Last pick of the Jets might be a sleeper safety. Okay.
Magoo said he was hyped that Averill Reese fell to them.
They didn't expect that. They didn't expect that. Like, your heart is set on a certain player, and that certain player is still on the board, but Reese is on the board. Reese was projected to go second.
Who's not getting the fifth-year option?
Oh.
I know it's not draft-wise. There's a Jack Campbell.
Okay.
The Lions are not going to give him the fifth-year option. So if they don't tag him, like, wow, that's going to be a big player hitting in the market next year.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be one of the probably top 5 names that we're talking about this time next year when we're going through free agency into the 2027 draft, and how that's going to impact a draft that is getting so much hype that it was getting like the 2026 draft was overshadowed by next year.
The mock already had 5 quarterbacks taken in the top 20.
Some dogs coming in,
they
man.
Had the Steelers taking my boy.
Like, if you were doing a startup dynasty league, if you were doing a startup dynasty league and starting like your year one next year, that would be like a lot of fun. Like, that would be one of those things where you probably add a couple more rounds because you're literally starting it on the year where there's a lot of, dare I say, cornerstone 2027 rookies that are gonna
cornerstones.
Like, they're gonna come into the league and make some noise for real.
Yeah, I like the Tate to Tennessee. That had Brian Dable written all over it. You're trying to get your quarterback that premier wide receiver.
Yeah,
he should flourish with him.
I get it.
It appears that Calvin Ridley's not going to go there, so he'll be the veteran presence there.
No, Ridley's there still.
Yes, what I mean. He's going to be the veteran presence there. DK showed that he can play the wide receiver position and produce.
You got Hale Manor. You got Wan'Dale Robinson.
The Giants getting Averill Reese, I did not see because I thought Averill Reese was going to be the second overall pick. Styles going to the Commanders. That was a very good fit.
The rumor mill had that one. I saw a few mocks where there was players falling for sure, but then some of the
Rams
defensive
taking
players.
Ty Simpson, like that was a head scratcher. There's
a lot of conversation around that. Like McVay, how long is he going to be here? Like, and then have them coming out and being like, "This is Matt Stafford's team," but then you have to come out and say stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, the Puka Nacua situation. Like, there's a lot of variables going on with that team, and the potential Devontae Adams trade, which hasn't happened yet. But if AJ Brown gets moved, we could see a potential on a lower tier.
I don't think
they
would because I don't think he would stick around for that, Matt Stafford.
They're all in this year on that team, as you're saying is. which I could get that perspective.
Man, the Giants drafted a bunch of dogs. Trust me, I'm biased, but dude, Colton Hood is dog. Alex wasn't so happy with the Fields pick. The wide receiver on, he felt like there was better there.
What day? That was a day 2 pick?
Yeah. But he liked the first round. He loved the first round.
See, I wasn't as locked in for day 2 because I was at work watching it, and the sound is off, so it's not the same. But I was dialed in for night 1. I was dialed in for day 3. Saturday.
Day 2, day 1, they destroyed me. Day 2, I watched. Checked out. And then the Drew Aller pick was like, what? And then day 3, when the draft started, I was in Summerdale watching Michael.
Yeah, you went to see the movie.
So I never saw any bits and pieces of 4, 5, 6, 7. I do know we drafted Eli Heidenreich from Navy. That wasn't a bad pick in my eyes.
Only reason to watch day 3 was the truck tradition. Garoppolo might retire. That's what they're saying. Interesting. I didn't see anything about that, but at this point in time, I mean, what else are you going to do? How about
the Steelers putting a weirdly used tag on Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, that was weird.
I look at it from a different aspect where everybody's like, oh my God, they're worried about him. I think they did it like, okay, so if you choose to go somewhere else, just know we're going to get compensated. And B, I feel like they also did it to be like, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going down. Basically, you play for us or you don't play at all.
Yeah, you guys are still playing.
That's how I'm looking. Like, they laid it down like their timeline.
It's got to be frustrating to just still be dealing with that.
I after drafting Drew Allard, I would have just said the hell with it.
5 hours ago, Bryce Young officially has 5th-year option picked up by the Panthers.
Wow.
Exercise QB Bryce Young's 5th-year team option. You surprised by that?
I didn't think they were going to do it, but it's a smart thing to do.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a smart thing. Why give him a contract extension? Give him the option. Let me see you do another year.
Do it again.
Yes.
Do it again.
Like, let me see you, because when he got benched that first year at Canales as coach and came back, he played very well.
He was better.
Very well that last stretch of the season.
We questioned the benching, but maybe it helped.
Last year, he continued to grow. He continued to get better.
He's been better.
Yeah, the team was 8-9, but
he's been playing better than
Stroud.
It's not
his fault. Like, it's not all on him. There was games where they could have easily won 3 more games. That came down to they almost beat the Rams.
Still made the playoffs. They played a playoff game,
and they almost beat them.
Yeah,
and almost went to the next round.
Yeah, like they were knocking on the door.
Bryce Young, guess what? Bryce Young has had a better career in the NFL up until now than C.J. Stroud has, and people are probably going to go, "Oh my God, you're an idiot." Well, the Texans have made the playoffs 3 years in a row. Big freaking deal.
Stroud has a playoff win
since that first year.
Technically,
he's 3-3 in the playoffs.
Well, he's got 3 wins, 3 more than Bryce does.
But
but right now, Bryce Young is playing better than CJ Stroud. Like Bryce Young right now,
Bryce Young's
is going this way, and
Stroud's going this way. Stroud's going this way and this. Stroud went like this his first year, second year drop, and now he stayed the same. Where Bryce was down, down, up, and it just keeps ascending. He has a great head coach who has a great offensive mind in Canales. He has good weapons around him. Ted McMillan made him a better quarterback. So, and they're getting better protection around them. I'm just curious about the whole running back situation.
And the Texans did no favors for Stroud as far as offensive line goes. Still, it's still a glaring issue.
If I'm the Texans,
not doing anything about.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm putting the option on him because it's the same draft class. There's no need to sign him to an extension. Don't do it. Do not lock yourself into what Miami just had to do, what Arizona just had to do.
That's coming up too,
right? Think about that
too.
You think if they could go back in time, they would give those extensions to Kyler and to Tua? So therefore, Don't do this with Stroud.
We talked about what this would
Put
mean
him
for
on
their
the
head
option.
coach. Remember that.
He's going to play.
You remember during the playoffs, after the hideous game y'all had, and then the Texans followed that up with being hideous against the Patriots.
If the Steelers had a better offense, they would have beaten the Texans that day with the amount of turnovers that Stroud kept doing.
Does DeMeco Ryan, like, double down on this guy? You know, and does that cost you? Inevitably, is that your demise, doubling down on a quarterback like this?
The only thing helping him is Davis Mills is behind him.
Yeah.
If Davis Mills is just a tad bit flashy,
there's nobody there to light a fire under him.
No. He knows who I'm going to lose my job to Davis Mills.
You got a defensive-minded head coach. The defense is not the issue. And your OCs are just guys. Your quarterback is a one-hit wonder. And there's no backup there's like he doesn't have like a veteran backup that could actually go out there and take command of a game and be or like teach him on the sidelines.
Not to throw anybody on the bus, but we know somebody when we had to redo our dynasty league. They traded picks. They weren't gonna have a pick for 4 rounds, and their first 2 picks were Nico Collins and CJ Stroud. Stroud 9.
Oh. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, Nico,
because that was coming off of his rookie year.
Nico missed time, and we all saw that without Nico on the field, this product is even worse. Like the best shot, it could still be ugly with Nico there, but their best shot of Stroud being somebody who I even want to look at on a Sunday is with a healthy Nico Collins there, even with the bad offensive line and everything else going on there. But it'd be interesting if they throw their name in the hat for the 2027 draft class of quarterbacks that are supposed to be coming in.
Why not?
It's you either do it now or
if he gives you you
won't be there for the next time.
If he gives you another year of the last 2 years, how do you justify giving him a contract extension in the neighborhood of $50+ million a year?
You can't. That shit will cost somebody their job. We're watching it. We're seeing it on TV, real time. We just saw 2 baseball managers get canned this past week. Part of prominent team.
Didn't one of them win a World Series?
Cora won a World Series. The other is Rob Thompson.
Been to a World Series.
He's been there. But ever since then, the trajectory has just been down. The guys are getting older.
Guys drinking in the clubhouse.
Eating
fried chicken.
You know what I mean? Like with the Red Sox situation, there was the post-Devers movement where they started rolling. The baby Red Sox, they got to the playoffs last year. We beat them in the best of 3. Crochet just landed on the IL. They didn't just get rid of Cora. They cleaned house. All Cora's people.
And I don't understand.
They got rid of.
I don't think Cora was the problem.
It's
where I looked at Rob Thompson
with the front office and the coaching.
Rob Thompson was sitting on his ass for the last 3 years, and no one the team checked out on him. I don't think the team checked out on Cora.
Maybe not. I
mean,
you fired him on the day where they dropped 17 runs.
To flip this conversation on football, what's going to happen if the offense continues to be mid and this defense, which is putting worldly up defensive numbers,
Texans
starts coming in and they start going to the sidelines when they're out there 3 and out. Oh, we got to go back out there. DeMeco Ryans is going to start catching side eyes.
That's how you end up losing your job. You won't be around the next time the Texans have a shot to go get themselves a young QB. You could be a part of it right now, and you could get to the root of the problem and make the move now that some people in the organization might be scared to make. And also, what if he may not even have control over that? What if front office?
I don't think the front office wants to give him the contract extension.
I think they do.
Nick Caserio comes from the Patriots organization. So there's a little Bill Belichick in him. So if I were him, I would be like, CJ, we're going to pick up your option. And we need a freshman year from you.
What up, Sherm?
A rookie season statistic line from you in order for us to give you this money.
Who's in her circle?
But if you come out here with 3,700 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, and 7 picks, I'm not giving you elite quarterback money.
Like who's in her circle? Is DeMeco Ryans tight with the GM and the owner What's CJ Stroud's relationship with the GM? Could he go over D'Amico?
A better quarterback on the Texans last year, they would have probably went to the Super Bowl.
They wouldn't have had 10 turnovers in 2 playoff games.
They went to the Super Bowl.
If I were to tell you this guy had 10 turnovers in 2 playoff games and ended up being 1-1, you'd say, how did he end up winning that other game? Because the offense they were playing against were equally as terrible as they were. You're wasting a defense, and they keep drafting defense. They keep supplementing that side of the football. And it's like, your offensive line's not better. Your quarterback's not better. Your wide receivers.
So also means like you're trying to set the guy up too.
Anybody notice how often Texans wide receivers get hurt? Anybody notice Tank Dell missed an entire year of action?
If Tank
Nico
Dell,
last year?
Tank Dell comes back this year and actually plays really good, I'm going to look like a genius in DOA.
But that side of the ball is not capable of staying healthy.
If Tank Dell comes back, Nico stays healthy, and Tank Dell performs to 80% of what Tank Dell does, Stroud might look better. He might give you fool's gold.
And it's going to look even worse in a division that is winnable for you to come out and be 8-9 because 1 week this, 1 week that, and now the Jaguars jump ahead of you. Maybe the Titans jump ahead of you. The Colts I could see in that same 8-9 space.
There's nothing for me to go crazy over the Colts draft. That's one.
But like how you said, how can you justify being 4th place in the AFC South, being 3rd place in the AFC South, and then going and giving this kid that amount of money for 1 good year? Did he earn it? Realistically, or did he earn it at one point and then progressively lose it? Yeah, Jacksonville. Which and I would bet they win it again.
And here's the thing. Listen, here's another thing about the Texans.
Bell's expected to miss time this year.
If Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, I don't think the Texans make the playoffs. I don't think the Colts continue that downward spiral of winning 7 straight and losing 7 straight. I don't think it happens.
I don't know. I think those were 2 separate things, but they did end up playing each other at the end of the year, and that game determined a lot.
I think Daniel Jones played. He had.
It really would have come down to the Colts beating them.
He had a 45-year-old quarterback playing.
Phillip.
Yeah, and he almost won.
Well, he ain't there no more.
No,
it's Daniel Jones.
A healthy Daniel Jones, the way he was playing last year, I don't see the Colts. I don't see the Colts missing the playoffs.
It's Daniel Jones, and it's
because the Colts at that point just needed to win 3 more games.
I mean, they also did blow a massive 7-1 record lead to find themselves.
Well, the quarterback got hurt, and they were dealing with. They had really bad luck last year.
Phillip tried. I mean, I say why not give Riley Leonard the shot, which is going to happen this year if Daniel Jones can't stay healthy.
Yeah. I think Jones will be – said Achilles, he's young. I think he'll be back week 1.
Or you just don't pay Daniel Jones like they just did.
They have –
right?
Let's just hope for Daniel Jones' sake, that Daniel Jones picks up where he left off last year.
Listen, I love when my division rivals are going through problems and doing stupid shit because it just hopefully benefits us. But what happens to the Texans is they fall into the land of mediocrity and watch 2 other teams from that division jump ahead of them. And then you still have to answer yourself the question of, okay, do I pay this guy? And then, okay, let's say they pay him the following year, another 8 and 9 year, you're getting fired, bro. It happens just like that. It happens just like that.
Yeah, Steichen's been there quite some time now.
GM ain't going to fire himself.
Steichen's been there, since 23?
Oh, there's Indy's situation is different. I was talking about Houston. Indy, the hot seat is on the GM. Irsay, she will fire him this year.
I'd fire him before I fire the coach.
She would fire him.
Because look what happened when the coach had adequate quarterback play from Daniel Jones and look what happened. They were really good.
Yeah.
Before that, you were giving them Gardner Minshew. Yeah. You gave Anthony Richardson,
and then they're nowhere closer to trading Richardson.
Yes.
There's the Colts. They didn't do anything impressive in the draft. They're just going to try to run it back.
Anthony Richardson should have never been drafted that high. I don't care what anybody says. But the Titans president of football operations will fire himself, apparently. Uh-oh.
President of football operations. What's that? I don't know what that is.
Listen, the only thing I do know is
we fire people after you got 2 years with us, and we'll fire your ass. You saw we had a GM for 2 to 3 years and got rid of him. Look at the list of people that we fired in the last couple of years. We don't even give them a shot to develop anything.
How about Mike Tomlin admitting the reason why he quit was because playoff failure for the last couple of years?
I don't know. I didn't see that, or I wasn't keeping up with it. I have no idea. I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure. Maybe they did. It's so hard to tell. It's like some of these nameless faces quit. Oof. Wonder who takes over that position.
Chad Brinker, the Tennessee Titans president of
Brinker.
football operations, resigned from his role April 28th.
Is it because of
after
Borzinski?
3+ seasons, citing a desire to pursue other opportunities?
That comes from, you know what that is? That's Borzinski actually taking over everything. Him, and remember when they mentioned after we got rid of Rand, they were saying him, Brinker, and Borzinski were going to run
Rumors
this thing
say
together.
that Brinker, who originally had a scouting background, was stepping away to return to player personnel roles elsewhere rather than the corporate CEO type.
I don't know. Yeah, he's been there for a couple of years when we were, jettisoning people left and right. This was the, post Vrabel. Bring in Rand, get rid of Rand, bring in 2 guys, call them the interim
Mets are getting their
GMs.
ass beat.
Mets getting their ass beat right now.
10-2.
Continuing their streak of just being a terrible baseball team with Juan Soto back, who did hit a dinger by the way. You talk about managers being on the chopping block.
74-67 right now at halftime, Toronto.
Toronto making it interesting, but we saw Cora, a guy with a great record, who already said no to the Phillies because the Phillies did offer him the spot.
He said that he just wanted to take time away.
He wants to
but
be away
people
from the game.
close to the situation also said that after the year, if Dombrowski's still there, that everybody pretty much
the conversation's happening.
They said that pretty much the job is Cora's.
It will be a good hiring if he chooses the job. It's just on if he wants
because
to
Don
take
Mattingly
that
said
route.
he doesn't want to be the head guy full time.
My question is, how long before Mendoza is on the chopping block for the Mets? Y'all spending a lot of money too. A whole lot of money.
Still
More than
nothing in Philly.
With the hockey game?
Yeah. 4 minutes left in the second period.
Big game 6 going down. New York Mets going down a downward spiral. They were able to snap the, a 12-game losing streak.
Shawn Michaels, sir,
with losses.
You are a fornicator. Remember that one? When James Cornette told him the Michaels because of Diana.
Oh, that was the Beware of Dog.
What a terrible storyline
that's the one where the lights went out during the pay-per-view?
Yep.
Yeah, bro. I remember seeing Rob Thompson getting fired, but prior to that, once Cora got fired, I started thinking about all the other managers and saying to myself, how many days does this guy have left? And 2 of the names I thought of, Rob Thompson and Mendoza. There's a couple more out there, but I'm talking about premier teams that spent a lot of money the last couple of years, were kind of contending. Ever since the Mets signed Soto, they've just been going backwards. I know they're missing Pete Alonso out there. How long does this continue with this team?
I do not know. Oh, the Ravens are the one that picked up Diego Pavia.
Yeah, they signed him yesterday. Forgot
that is interesting.
Yeah, they did sign him yesterday. That happened. Check here. Especially on days like this where these guys are losing by 8 runs right now. What's going on? What's the conversations happening in that clubhouse right now? Are you losing the team?
There's a lot of that going on right now, bro.
How much of was Pete Alonso more of the heart and soul of this baseball team? Did he mean think about it? Look at Brandon Nimmo. Look at Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil.
Bro.
All those guys went to different spots, and they are plugging
Here's
in.
one of the problems, and I'm not trying to stir up politics, but the big rumor is that Pete Alonso was jettisoned because he was a Trumper.
Okay.
My thing is like, who cares? He's here to win ball games.
Right.
Like, I don't give a shit about your political preference. As a fan, I want my team. Are you happy? Listen, this is what I put it like this. Would you rather have him now in this predicament you're in?
They'd love to have Peter. I mean, they'd love to have Brandon Nimmo right now.
That's what I mean.
Because Lindor's hurt.
Nimmo was what the rumor is, he was a Trumper, so that Lindor didn't want him around. That's what the rumor was.
Alonso is struggling. I mean, he's doing okay. He's not like lights out there because Baltimore kind of has their own.
Doesn't
problems.
matter. They need a leader. And Pete Alonso would have calmed the ship.
Yeah, like, do people look to you to lead? They don't look to Juan Soto as the leader.
Juan Soto's not a leader. Juan Soto's
not
still
trying to
talking
lead.
about the Yankees.
Like, Juan Soto's not trying to lead. He is the superstar. Make way for me. I'm going up to bat. I'm getting paid no matter what.
I don't care.
See ya. This franchise and this organization is going to be paying me when I'm an old man.
He doesn't care.
He could opt out in 2029, bro. Let's not forget he could opt out in 2029.
Let's not forget can opt out after the season.
Bo Bichette.
When the season's over, Bo Bichette can opt out.
Talk about a guy struggling. He just hit his first dinger yesterday, I think it was. You're paying that much money for one home run?
That whole team is struggling.
They're
just as bad as the Phillies. However,
you are equals.
We're equals right now, but I can see us pulling out of the slumps quicker than them.
Because of your core group.
Yep, because the core group gets along.
Like,
there's leaders.
I think they get along, maybe.
Kyle Schwarber's a leader.
Or they know how to play together.
Yeah.
Screw if you get along or not.
Kyle Schwarber's a leader.
You can play together.
JT Realmuto, when he says something, it means something in that clubhouse.
Well, he's on the IL, so right now he's saying it from.
The Mets should have traded Lindor in the offseason, kept everyone else. I think Lindor is a problem. I agree. I don't see what's so.
There's no type of camaraderie or chemistry with this. There's no identity with this baseball team. What is
the identity? Was Pete Alonso.
The identity was having a guy batting fourth behind Soto that kind of helped rake in some runs. And
the leader of the
couldn't make the playoffs.
Brandon Nimmo.
You couldn't make the playoffs. You're not going to make the playoffs this year. No team has had a 12-game losing streak during the MLB season and continued on to make the playoffs that year. You'd be the first team in history to do that. One of the most expensive lineups in baseball in the history of the league for nothing. A team that was in the NLCS before they even made the move for Soto in the first place.
With the Phillies. Now those players can't go to. They can't complain or say shit. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day now, like, okay, we fired. Rob's gone. Who are you blaming now? So the players are going to have no choice but to perform now.
They have to.
And you're going to have to respect Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly is one of the best baseball players I ever seen in my lifetime. Don Mattingly ended his career, 320-something as a career batting average? This man was a hitting machine. He got on base. He drove in runs.
He doesn't want the job long-term, though.
He doesn't. He just wants to be, the guy in the background. However,
ride it out this
when
year
he tells you to do something, you can't sit there and talk back to this guy because he was great at what he did. The only reason that he doesn't have a championship because the following year they won it. He would have been on that roster if his back would have allowed him.
Yeah, he was part of a core group. Yeah, he contributed.
He missed out on a ring.
He had an opportunity in Toronto to be the skipper over there, and it's crazy because like he leaves there, they go to like he's always like right at the right spot, just at the wrong time. Right before something happens, like Toronto gets to.
I thought one of the best jobs he ever did was what he did with the Marlins.
Yeah,
that was one of his best coaching jobs.
And you have a GM in Dombrowski who's not afraid to put the pressure on the players. Like, this is what I paid you for. Figure it out.
He says that in the post game, I love it.
I'm not gonna baby you guys. I'm not here for that. I'm GM.
What more can you sign? He goes, what do you mean what more to sign? I've already tied up money in the players. They need to perform.
Hey, I'm not firing myself. I ain't going nowhere. You are.
He's not.
You are.
The truth of the matter is Dombrowski's the second most successful GM in their history.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference between him and Pat Gillick has a World Series.
But right now you got a baseball team that looks old. Everybody's in their 30s. They're overpaid, and it looks as though they just don't have the fire. They need to find that fire. You know what I mean? Tomorrow is looking like they're going to have a doubleheader because today got rained out. So tomorrow's doubleheader.
You know what? Their real leader in the pitching, in their pitching, is back.
Wheeler.
You know, he's back, and I think he'll start.
Their pitching has been horrendous.
I think he's going to start to stay late. Look at Luzardo last night. Luzardo was pretty damn good.
Overall, it was a good game by them. Everything was good. Everything was flowing. Everybody was doing what
I feel bad for Painter because he'll have like 4 amazing innings and then he'll have 1 bad inning.
On paper, they shouldn't be this bad, but they just are struggling to score runs, and the starting pitchers have
exactly. But see, this is what I'm going to say about that, Magoo. I get what you're saying, but you know what? A smart manager would pull his guys to the side and be like, listen, guys, let's just start getting contact on the ball. Let's just start getting the ball put into the play field. I don't want no one to focus on home runs. I get it. Chicks dig the long ball.
Yeah, but nobody outside of maybe Brandon Marsh can actually hit a dinger past the third guy in the lineup on that team.
So
like they can't.
But they all try to do it.
They are not focused on home runs.
So at this point, I want you to make contact with the ball. That's where we're gonna go. We're gonna play small ball. That way we can get it going. And then once we get it going, you know, the home runs are going to come. That's nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Up there hacking.
I mean, Harper's actually starting to come on. Lately, he's been coming on.
Well, they need a little bit more. They need to go on a good run. That's all. A little positive run. Positive regression. The way
Phillies,
when it swings one way, it has to swing the other way. I say all the time, if the Phillies are
either 500, 2 games over 500, or 2 games under 500 at the break, they'll be fine in the second half of the year.
The issue is sometimes early in the year, you dig yourself too deep into a hole and you can't get out of it. You spend all season long trying to catch up. Like you already are 10 below 500, I think.
Just got to fight.
Single-digit winning record, right?
They had a shitty-ass record a couple of years ago at this point, too.
Like, so sometimes it just...
What they just need right now is a string of nobodies on their schedule.
Right now, they're the nobodies.
That's what they need.
Right now, they
need other nobodies.
They need more games against like the
lesser
the natties. You know,
start getting those games in. Start winning your series.
Stop
trying to win them all. This is what you got to do: win series.
The Mets just went to New York and swept Colorado.
3 games, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. It's going to equal up.
The Rockies right now have a better record than both your teams because the Rockies went out there and swept the team. When you look at the Rockies payroll and you look at the Mets payroll, you say to yourself, ain't no way. This is supposed to be the get-right matchup for this New York Mets team, but it ain't. Like, it just keeps, like, snowballing in a negative way.
I just thought, like, everybody was like, oh, Thompson, you know, it's not all on him. And you're correct. It's not all on him, but it's a move that had to be done because the clubhouse needs to see that the front office means business.
Well, it's one of those things where if you've spent this entire time saying fire Thompson, you can't go back on that now because you're getting exactly what you want. You need to pick a side of the fence and stand on it. Don't be a fair weather fan because at the end of the day, if you're sitting here saying fire Thompson and then after he gets fired, there's no, well, wait, let's think about this. Are they using him as a scapegoat? He's already fired, bro. He lost his job. He already came out, said a statement, came out. You know what I mean?
Like, backtrack.
No, I'm just saying, like, you have.
Because me and Terrell been on the Topper got to go bandwagon for a while.
WIP is a part of it. Your own fan base is the ones that be gaslighting you guys the worst because they'll get on there and say this is a lost season. Was he being the scapegoat for deeper issues going on with this team? You guys wanted him gone. What do you mean is he the scapegoat now after he's gone?
He should have never been the coach after last season.
Or are you realizing that there's more to it than just Rob Thompson? Maybe it's an issue of all your overpaid roster that's all over 30, not hungry enough to go out there and fight anymore. They have no fight. The manager lost them. Can Mattingly get them going a little bit, light a fire in them?
I believe so.
You know?
Matt, listen, Thompson should have been fired after the Dodgers game. I don't care.
What, Kirkring?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, he knew they weren't going to do that. He knew that wasn't going to happen.
Hell, I thought he should have been fired after the Diamondbacks.
Well, now you got what you wanted now. He's out of there. And now what do you do?
Both my teams got rid of their coaches.
Yeah. Yep.
Big Mike.
Yeah. There might be more coming on the way too. Like there's and I think it's
Yeah, I think you're lucky. I think you're right. I think Mendoza's coming.
it makes sense.
Wait for the next Mets off day.
He's next. You saw Red Sox put up 17 and fired their coach that day. Like, shit ain't sweet right now. You guys have like one win in your last 13 to 14 games. You're getting bludgeoned right now, 11-2. I just saw on DraftKings right now, scores 11-2. The Washington Nationals are dog walking them right now. Frank the Tank is going to be going absolutely ballistic. This is a fan base and an organization. They all went out of their way to do all this rah-rah as far as we're taking over New York, right? We're taking New York back. You never had it in the first place, but that's another conversation. We're taking over New York. It's our time.
I would never say that if I was a Mets
It's little brother's time to shine. I'm sorry. This is coming from, at this point in time, probably the 5th or 6th most important New York team as far as teams go in the world of sports. You have to get in line behind the Yankees, behind the Knicks. You're sitting behind the Giants. Like, you're sitting there. I'm sorry, Chris, but you're sitting there with the New York Jets, the Brooklyn Nets, you know, all the teams that rhyme, all sitting together at the kiddie table of New York sports, trying to figure out which one of them is going to, whose balls are going to drop first so that they can step up to the plate and actually say, hey, New York, believe in us. We can do something. The way that they spent the money, you got your premier player. You lost a lot of key cornerstone pieces, but you got your premier player. Wouldn't you rather right now, looking back on it, have Nimmo and Alonso and McNeil still a part of this lineup? Because what are you guys doing?
Toronto has taken a 9-point lead with 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
Ooh, Toronto. Momentum from game 4.
Montreal has taken a 3-2 lead with 14 minutes left in the third period.
Montreal.
Pistons have taken an 11-point lead with 8.5 minutes left against the Magic.
They need it, bro. It's
Penguins,
3-1.
Flyers, end of 2, 0-0.
I think Detroit is gonna end up like getting exposed in the second round, bro, because they really can't they can't score. They can't score. They're gonna go up against a team in a series that can put up points, and they're gonna be in over their heads. Like, they're going up against I was gonna say Boston, but I don't know. You guys just made it interesting. Now tomorrow night in Philly, we'll see what happens. But to be the 1 seed and not be able to score points like that is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And even with the letdown spot,
I didn't realize Angel Reese got traded.
Did she?
Yeah, she got traded to Chicago.
Juan Soto must be thinking, damn, I went from playing with
Atlanta.
the best
She's
player
in Atlanta.
in the game
She's
to
with the
playing
Atlanta Dream
with Marcus Semien. Yeah, I mean, Marcus Semien. Hell, I'd rather have Jeff McNeil than Marcus Semien. Marcus Semien is providing nothing for that lineup. Luis Robert has done nothing. Jorge Polanco, nothing. Bo Bichette, nothing. You
That's what Bo gets for screwing the Phillies.
All these people together and nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're worried about trying to take over New York when you might not even have enough for a bus ticket home from a day out in the city. You blew your load. And all this, like he said, Bo Bichette could opt out. It's only a matter of time when the day comes and we're on this podcast in 2028, 2029, when Juan Soto opts out of his deal, we're going to look back at this whole era and say, what was it all for?
Lord Alfred.
What is that, made out of clay?
That's his prototype.
Oh, of what it's going to look like when they make it? Okay.
Let's go. I'm going to have almost the original I'm just missing Vince.
Oh boy.
I would have him. I have Gorilla, Bobby, Jesse.
That's the only one you need a Sean Mooney.
They don't have made him. That's all we need
The
now.
next time you
Oh,
have
and
a
I got
Sean
Mean Gene.
Mooney. Okay, nice.
That would be awesome.
Oscar's fired up. He saw something he liked. The collector. The
A
collector gleamed in
Lord
his eyes.
Alfred Hayes figure coming out.
The collector.
Everybody's
gleamed in
like,
his
"Who's Lord
eyes.
Alfred Hayes?" Go back and watch the vault.
Yeah.
He used to. You remember even up as late as like 95, you would hear him promotional consideration followed by.
Yeah, you'd hear him on the all the
He wasn't
videotapes
even there
and
anymore,
everything.
but you would
Yeah.
still hear that.
Yeah, they still used his likeness and everything for the VHS tapes that they put out. A lot of those are getting leaked on the vault right now, which is pretty cool to go check out.
You know what I would like to do?
Bro, Toronto beat Cleveland 3 out of 4 times.
I would like to get my hands on actual Coliseum home videos.
Right now, they're up 9 points on them.
That's what
89 to 80. And Scotty Barnes is kid's a star, man. Like, this is one of those moments in this instance where all the focus and attention was on what Donovan Mitchell was going to do, and Scotty Barnes is literally just taking the spotlight and saying, "No, this is me. I'm the star of this conversation."
It's another team that James Harden went to, and
all of a sudden, look at them. Now they can't win. Now they can't win games. And it's a team that is centric around Harden and Donovan. And Scotty Barnes is out there taking Evan Mobley's lunch money. Cavs, kind of like Detroit, top 3 team in the East, and you get them. What did we talk about? You get to a 7-game format in these playoffs. You start playing the same team over and over. You make those adjustments, and it's not that far off. Cavs are the 4th seed. Toronto's the 5th seed. So it's not exactly a crazy upset. They're very evenly matched. It's just Toronto is closing out these games. Toronto's going out there. They're taking away home crowd. They're making the best of their opportunities out in Toronto. They reset the series and right now are going into the 4th quarter of this game 5 with a 9-point lead, all the momentum and confidence in the world, because after the game 4, it's like, it's like we could beat this team. They have to prove that they can beat us now, but we can beat them and we can do it again. That's kind of what I feel like the situation is with the Orlando-Detroit series, where Orlando is the most confident team in the world right now, up 3-1. If they lose tonight, you want to try to close them out in the next game for game 6, but still, like, you got all the confidence in the world and the opportunity to close this thing out. Pittsburgh's got bases loaded right now, down 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Detroit and Atlanta is also in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs in a 3-2 ball game, but 2 men on base.
Oh, what did I just say on Twitter right now?
What?
The Phillies were out doing bunt-specific drills in the middle of batting practice today. Don Manning said he and the coaching staff want to mix in more bunting, PFP, and fundamental drills, more semi rather than they already being done. Because he gets it. Like, we need to put the ball in play.
You guys are going to be bunting from now on?
You do what you got to do to get on base, bro.
Let's see, man. We'll see. Do you tinker with the lineup? Do you try to switch something up with that? And maybe because they roll out the same lineup damn near every day, to where it's like you already know who you're facing and where they're coming from. Maybe switch something up. Bring Trey Turner back to bat second. Start with Schwarber leading off, which kind of was a formula that was working for a while. Oof. Adolis has been okay. He's been okay,
okay.
You're not getting 2023 Texas Rangers Adolis Garcia.
I'm waiting
which
for
would
when
be like
it gets
great.
warm out. Let's see what we get from him.
Yeah, that too, because he's hitting in a premier spot in the order. So you want like I said, once you get past Turner, Schwarber, and Harper, there is nothing to figure out about this baseball team. It's once you get past those 3 guys, if you're a starting pitcher, you're looking at it like these are 6 outs right here before I have to deal with those guys again in the 3rd or 4th inning, maybe. There's like nothing to fear. There's no turnover in the bottom of that lineup.
After visiting with the Minnesota Vikings, word going out about Juwan Jennings.
Team's still staying away from him. I don't know if we talked about this yet, but I heard that Brandon Ayuk might end up on Washington. Washington could make a move for Ayuk. But we really don't know where the 49ers' head is at. We saw by the – I mean, did their draft make sense to you?
I got to unload Addison before it gets any later.
What?
I got to unload Jordan Addison.
What, is he getting in trouble again?
No, I'm just saying if they add Juwan Jennings, the Vikings.
Doesn't look like they are. I mean, you have both the Vikings wide receivers.
The
right?
rumor
Isn't that a good –
The rumor is Jennings wants 20 a year, but nobody wants to give him that.
Right, because you're Juwan Jennings.
And I don't know what the 49 – Yo, the 49ers draft
Did that make sense
was
to you?
mind-blowing.
What are you guys doing?
I mean, kudos to Don Morocco's nephew, the wide receiver, being selected as the first player in the second round. But they're all hyped, dabbing each other up, and Kyle Shanahan's just like this.
Stribbling?
Yeah, like
Stribbling? I just did a mock today. I got the 205. So I did a mock. Stribbling was still sitting down there. Way lower than I had to scroll. I'm looking at it, and I'm like,
I saw like big team. I'm like, yo, kid? Denzel Boston's there, and they passed up on Denzel Boston.
You passed up on Denzel Boston for Stribbling?
It's probably because they thought they were getting Don Morocco, but they must not have realized Morocco's like in his 60s, 70s.
Like, you guys, I don't know. And I'm not, look, I'm not one to give out grades like that, but their draft is looking like a C-, a D, bro. Like that made not a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, they were questioning it a lot on all the sports sites. Some were on Twitter. They were questioning like John Lynch, like, bro, this guy has to be on the hot seat.
And if you're
a draft, like they said that his last 2 to 3 drafts have not been good.
If you're trading Ayuk, which by the way was an absolute debacle of a situation in itself, wouldn't you try to get yourself
take what you can
get?
A
wide receiver, kind of like how Philly just did, where it's like, okay, it makes sense that they're moving on from AJ. They went and got Mekhi Lemon. I'm sorry to bring it up, but it's something that makes sense compared to something that it's like, okay, you move Ayuk, and then what are you going to get? Who are you going to get from Washington? That's going to, like, what are you going to do? What picks?
We're going to get a 7th round pick most.
And you're not doing shit with the picks you have anyway.
Yeah. They were one of the best drafting organizations, but I think in the last 2 to 3 years,
they got caught up in that.
Been mid.
They got caught up in that. You start.
I'm not saying
yourself.
They're drafting really bad, but I think they've been mid.
Like you start feeling yourself because you have that reputation. Oh, I have to make this move because everyone's. Oh, we're great drafters. You know, let's get spicy with it.
Like when does he get placed on the hot seat? When does Kyle Shanahan get placed in the hot seat?
They have to have a losing season where you can't use injuries as the excuse. That's what it is. Because if you notice,
you can go back to
like,
you can go back. Oh, we lost Kittle.
It was like, but look what he had to work with.
Ricky Purcell was out all year. The offensive line was in shambles.
Look what he had to work with.
Brock Purdy missed time, but even though Mac Jones was still coming in and dare I say, was looking better than
winning games. Was winning games. Because then you could use look at what he had DeMarcus Robinson out there doing in the playoffs. Like you're using DeMarcus Robinson to beyond what his ceiling is. So that's what saves his ass to this point in time.
He knows how to draw plays.
Yes.
He is a great offensive mind. He knows how to draw plays, but he just keeps coming up short.
He has a great offensive mind. Is he a great head coach?
Bro, the Seahawks mollywopped him twice in 3 weeks.
Shut him out both times, too. Damn near. What, they scored like 3 points in one of them? Beat the brakes off him.
Mollywopped him.
Dominated. Wasn't even close.
Makes you wonder, maybe Philly should have wanted to see a better game against them against Seattle. It's crazy because the only team that took it to Seattle was the Rams.
Seattle would have exposed Jalen Hurts for the interception machine that he is because he can't read his own. And that defense would have
I look back at that whole playoffs, and it's like, damn, if the Rams guy never fumbled a punt, we're talking about a Rams team going to the Super Bowl, probably beating the brakes out of the Patriots too that day.
The Philadelphia Eagles played good enough to keep up with the 49ers. They would not have been able to keep up with that Seattle Seahawks team.
Well, I think if George Kittle didn't go out, I don't think the score would have been as close.
Bro, that first play from Demarcus Robinson was massive. Like that showed, like, as far as setting the tone. And Brock tried to give the game up a couple times.
Like 3 times, right?
We saw it together. We kept saying, like, yeah, this is where
going
they lose.
on.
This is where they lose. They couldn't do it. Philly couldn't do it. And again, a situation where, okay, you got Batula out of the building. Now, who are you gonna blame now? Now you're about to get AJ Brown out of the building. Who are you gonna blame now?
And that's why they had to draft Lemon, because I don't think Devontae Smith's a wide receiver 1.
But you got Wicks also. You got Smith.
So
now you have
Lemon in
options.
there,
you have options.
You have a bunch of wide receiver 2s. There's no alpha wide receiver 1.
And sometimes that works. Where maybe that's...
I can't believe you disagree with me that they're all wide receiver 2s right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. The one that has the shot to be the one is Devontae Smith, and
I don't think he's the
wide
wide receiver 1.
He's 1B, you know what I mean? And now it's like he's in that 1A position. So
because now he's going to get doubled. Remember how we had this whole talk when AB left the Steelers, what would happen to Juju? Well, now you're getting you're getting AJ Brown to leave this team. We're going to see, is Devontae going to be able to handle double teams and triple teams?
And is Skinny Batman going to be able to hold up being a wide receiver 1? You know, like
his weight's an issue too. I'm not saying he's a bad wide receiver. Listen, football world, podcasting fans, everybody listens to me. I'm not saying Devontae Smith's a bad wide receiver.
I love Devontae Smith.
I think he's a very good wide receiver, but I don't know if he's going to have the impact that he's had in the past without a guy like AJ Brown on that team.
I love Devontae Smith. And actually, Devontae Smith's value may have never been higher than it is right now. Like, this is, you know, what people hope happens for George Pickens is happening right now for Devontae Smith, as far as a player's value going, as far as you're the one in this situation. But realistically, you're a 2. Dontavian Wicks.
49ers Nation gave the Niners a C grade.
That was mid. Dontavian Wicks
just not us
has spent his entire career so far being a flex in an offense that every week picks a different wide receiver to feature.
I don't think it's his fault, though, because I think he's a good – I think he's a guy who you have a solid number 1 across from. It could be a solid number 2.
And that could potentially work out.
Because there's games where he just goes off.
You've got speed on this offense for sure. You've got speed on this offense, and now how is this new OC going to use these 3 wide receivers? And what are these sets going to look like? What are these formations going to look like? You know, what are the checkdowns? We got Dallas Goedert that's still going to be in the mix, depending on when he comes back. If not, it's Calcaterra. I know he was banged up too.
Calcaterra is back. The Eagles did draft a tight end that I like. I know. I want to say his name's Bo.
What was he? Saturday pick?
Friday pick, I think.
Friday pick? I'm trying to think. I was tuned in.
It wasn't Bo. Eli Stowers.
Yeah.
They picked
Okay. All right. So there's options. I like Stowers.
Stowers a guy that, you could probably get in the 4th round of your dynasty draft. And when Dallas Goedert leaves that team, he could be the tight end 1 and get good production out of him. He
is eventually going to be the starter. It might take a year, so it's like you might be excited to draft him this year, and you might have to be patient for one more season.
It's like when you were a Loveland owner last year. Like, I drafted Loveland, and Loveland was on my bench for 2.5 months. And then, boom, Loveland went off.
He is on a tier above Tyler Warren at this point. And at one point, remember, the conversation was
102.93 with 2 minutes left now for Toronto.
2 minutes left in the game?
3rd quarter.
Oh, okay. There's still some time. But yeah, remember,
Pistons only have a 6-point lead with 2.5 left.
Remember, Colson Loveland and Tyler Warren were the 2 names, and they were equals for a while. But now, and part of that was kind of the injuries that happened with Jones. Loveland,
Rockies bludgeoned the Reds today, guys, 13-2.
Yeah, I saw that. Loveland took a jump ahead,
13-2 Nationals.
Yeah.
Oh, Pirates trying to make a comeback. Top of the 9th, 5-4.
Yeah, they're trying to rally. They could end up stealing that one in the bottom of the 9th in dramatic fashion. They've been doing that a couple times this year. Only one baseball game left that hasn't been played yet. It is the Kansas City Royals at the Las Vegas A's in that little ballpark that we all know and love for the Dingers. And then you've got the Diamondbacks up 4-2 on the Milwaukee Brewers right now. That's pretty much what's happening on the home front for baseball.
Mike Vrabel received a resounding standing ovation from Patriots fans during a season ticket holder event at Gillette Stadium Tuesday night. It was his first public appearance, and fans went crazy for him.
Ooh, Pistons up 112-106. There was talk of him potentially resigning.
He ain't resigning.
Yeah. Still.
Oh, man. Somebody made
situation.
another meme. Sir, her second child's paternity is being pulled into question as well.
Oof.
I'm just saying it would be diabolical if her eldest son, who's named Michael, is really Vrabel's.
That's. You know what's crazy? Remember that Sunday morning countdown where she revealed she was pregnant a couple years back?
Yeah.
Like that to me is like crazier now thinking about everything. Because she revealed that on a random Sunday morning. I don't know if we were together or not. And they're like congratulating her and stuff. But like knowing what we know now, it's like, damn, that's wild, yo.
Yeah.
Whose baby is that? Like, hate to say it that way, but yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy business, man.
Trying to see anything else.
Yeah, not much else going on right now. Let me check the updates here on Fantasy Pros. Oops. No, I hopped in here. They tried to get me to upgrade my subscription. Nope. I'm good. 50 years enough. That's all I need.
Fantasy Football did their early rankings for top 10 and tight ends. Number 1 is Brock Bowers. 2 is Trey McBride. 3 is Tucker Kraft. 4 is Colston Loveland. 5 is my sweet prince, Sam Laporta.
Good boy, Sam Laporta.
6 is Kyle Pitts. 7 is Harold Fannin Jr. 8, Isaiah Likely. 9, Tyler Warren. And Old Man Kittle is still ranked in the top 10 at number 10.
Still producing. We might not even see
You
him
know
until
what? I
November.
have no argument with this.
No, it's a solid
This
list.
rankings at all.
I can't really think of anybody that should be in there. This
is the top 10 dynasty tight end rankings. I wanted to share that with you because I thought that was something to talk about because everybody, the regular NFL draft happened. Most of you a lot of you are in dynasty leagues. We're in 2 dynasty leagues. Of course, my league's whack, and we're going to wait till the end of the month to draft instead of just doing it this weekend.
We're doing it the same day as the other rookie draft. The Dynasty of Arms one, I'm pretty sure. Which I'm excited.
Tyler Algier is not happy they picked Jeremiah Love.
Well, they told him he was going to be the starter.
I'd be pissed.
Why'd you lie to him? Why'd you tell him anything?
Just shut up.
Why did you say anything?
Yep.
They drafted a quarterback too. What do you think about that?
Carson Beck.
Did that throw you off a little bit? I mean, it's a Cardinal, so
it made sense. I mean, Carson Beck ain't getting a lot of love, and let me tell you something. It's not that Carson Beck's a bad quarterback.
Is it the school?
May I just say it may have to do with his looks?
His looks?
You know, he's not an attractive young man.
Oh,
one of those. That's what somebody put out there. This is because he doesn't have the GQ look of an NFL quarterback. They think that's why teams ignored him.
Oh, shit. Matt Olson just walked it off on the Tigers. 2-run shot.
They were losing to them, right?
It was 3-2 until the bottom of the 9th. Olson goes up with a 2-run shot to walk it off, and the Atlanta Braves rattle off another one against the Detroit Tigers. That's really petty. That should light the fire in him. The way Ruben Bain looked motivated to go up there and ready to make heads roll. Hopefully this kid is ready to do the same. Now they're basing it off how you look. That's crazy work.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, he's pretty close to being the starter of that team already. What's really in his way? 1 year of Jacoby Brissett, should he stay healthy. Garner Minshew, Tyson Bagent, who could be released. Minshew could be released for all we. There's not much in Beck's way besides maybe another full season of Jacoby Brissett being there. He may not even give you 16 games.
He wants starter money.
Does he get it from Arizona?
I think he wants at least 16, 17 million, bro.
Was this Arizona's way of avoiding doing that? We could blame Geno Smith for this because this is just a more watered down version of that. Like, was picking Beck their way of being like, oh, yeah, you
well,
want
I already
money?
said everybody's tanking for Arch. I said Arizona, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Tank for Arch.
They could have gotten Reese at 3 without. I just don't know, bro.
Dumb. That's what it was.
I just don't know. But then if they don't take Love, what do we do there?
Take Jeremiah Love.
You know, like, was he option A?
I've never seen a bunch of more Giants fans ecstatic in their life that Jeremiah Love got picked third.
Because they didn't have to deal with the pressure of him falling to them and then potentially making a move that we would have to hear about for the next 6 to 7 years.
Imagine, listen to this. Imagine they took Sonny Styles and then you guys still took Tate. Averill Reese is there and Jeremiah Love. What do the Giants do?
Reese falls to 6.
You think the Giants would pick Love over Reese?
Oh, he'd be crazy too. When Reese was there, I wanted Reese. That's where I
know you got
pivoted
ecstatic.
last minute because I didn't think he would be there. Everywhere I saw, he was 1 or 2. Now he's not there, and I'm like, wait, he's still out there.
He could
What are we gonna do? Yeah, like, what are we gonna do here? Like, what are we thinking? And of course, with Salah being the head coach, but like you said, that's Dayball stepping up and saying,
Dayball.
give me this, and I'll take care of this side of the field. You take care of that side.
He goes, you got enough. I ain't got nothing on this side of the ball.
Right. I got Wan'Dale Robinson. I got Calvin Ridley. I need a guy. And again, we're gonna see what this kid really made is of now, apart from Jeremiah Smith.
Listen,
because
Alexi's
now,
not taking Cardinal Tate number 1 overall.
Now maybe
so everybody who believes that needs to stop believing that.
I got to see what happens on that.
People
say a lot of things before
he's taking Jeremiah Love.
People say a lot of things before the draft.
Netta's going to take
best available.
Netta's going to take Tate, and Matt's going to take Lemon.
If he doesn't trade the pick.
And then I'm going to turn around and take Tyson.
Great landing spot.
Tyson and Lemon is going to be with me.
Man, if you don't have Tyler Shuck, I'd be trying to go get him right now.
Tyler Shuck has now 2 bona fide wide receivers.
He was airing it out before Tyson, and now I think he's going to be airing it out even more.
You can't double Olave now.
I'd give up if I had like a 110 or a 111.
Maybe finally, Juwan Johnson finally hits that tight end ceiling that we keep hoping for.
If I had the 2026 110 or 111, I'd give that up for Tyler Shuck right now. Give me that.
Didn't you have him?
I have him in 1 league. I'm talking about like going to buy him right now. His value went up.
Alex got a 3rd round pick for
in the Kingpins. I don't remember.
3rd or a 2nd?
In Kingpins, I don't. Oh, Pistons officially take Game 5. I don't remember who has him in Kingpins, but I know
Terrell does. Alex traded him.
That's a good pickup. And he bought him at a low cost compared to what he could cost right now. I'm talking about dropping a 2026 first for him, back end first, of course. But that's where his value is to me. Rose, what up, playa? What's going on, bro?
Let me see something.
That's the one kid that we didn't talk about yet out of all these picks that I really, really like that spot. I almost
Alex got the 6 overall pick for the second round 2. He got the 206 for Tyler Shuck. And Tyler Shuck was a 4th round pick for Alex.
Now you can sell him for a 1.
Yeah.
Honestly. What are you going to get at 111? That's going to get you more points than Tyler Shuck this year.
Well,
none of the wide receivers are going to be there at 111 this year in the rookie draft. After those top 5 picks, it's a wrap.
Right now, Terrell has Malik Willis, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, and he's got Shuck on the taxi squad.
Shuck will be starting before all those other guys in no time.
I looking at Terrell's taxi list, doesn't look bad. Michael Penix, Blake Corum, Jalen Pope, Jalen Noel, Shamari DK, Tyler Shuck, Tank Bixby.
Yeah, he's doing a slow burn.
He's slowly
doing
improving.
a slow burn. He's trying to make the most of his picks. He's got the 109, I believe, from Chris that he's going to use. Ashton Genty, who I believe benefited immensely from everything that the Raiders did this past offseason. You got yourself a quarterback now. Brock Bowers and Genty are going to be able to kind of feed off of each other as far as the success that they're going to share. The Raiders did go and draft his official handcuff as well in the draft. And they brought him in. It's going to be interesting to see what his usage is. Genty has the top 5 potential this year. The hype and the expectation around him last year was crazy. I'm slacking in baseball, St. Louis Baseball League. It's all good, brother. If I'm not mistaken, you started out kind of slow last year, and you still managed to kind of. It's a baseball, the ebbs and flows, bro.
I don't know how RJ's going to win next season.
He's not.
That team looks terrible.
He's not going to win next season. His best bet is to make the most of whatever pick he has and sell off the players that actually have value. But
I love looking at my roster.
Negotiating can be difficult at
times. He doesn't know how to make a trade.
Depending on who you're negotiating.
He doesn't know how to make a trade.
You got to know how to. To be able to get a deal done, you're going to have to know how to get a deal done.
He doesn't know how to make a trade. I don't care what anyone
You got to
says.
think about someone else, what their needs are, what your needs are.
He clowns the Steelers all the time, but right now in his starting lineup is Jalen Warren and DK Metcalf.
Oof. 2 guys that I would not want in my starting lineup.
I offered the
dynasty or redraft. I
offered
just don't
him
look at.
One of my first or second round picks for him. And he said no.
I'm more excited about Rico Dowdle than I am Jalen Warren right now, which is weird because I was a Jalen Warren truther back when you wanted nothing to do with him. But looking at the situation now,
Rico might be the guy you want.
I'm not messing with him.
Guy.
If somebody was forcing me to, I had for my own life, I had to pick somebody. I'd pick Rico, I guess, and just close my eyes. Hope that when he gets his carries, that he takes it to the moon. But yeah, I don't have space in my lineup for guys like that. That's why I win. It's just there's no room for there's no room for velocity level players. This is Raw guys, not even SmackDown. This is Monday Night Raw roster. All right, with WrestleMania around the corner. That's the only guys that are going to be in my lineup.
My guys are SmackDown 2002, 2003.
Yeah, a young nucleus. Which, hey, look, the projections got you making that next step into the top 5, into the upper echelon.
I can sit here and say we were all more worried about missing SmackDown in 03 than we were Raw in 03.
SmackDown had Benoit, Angle, Edge, Mysterio,
Brock,
Cena, Brock. They had the workers. Raw had the big names, the draws.
That's what USA Network wanted.
Yeah. The brand split. Oh, boy. Well, WrestleMania's over.
Yeah, good riddance.
That's all that you can say about that. Now we get into the dip period of the summer.
Where everybody gets fired.
The cuts happened. The NXT people were going to be elevated.
Ethan Page got moved up. Ricky Saints got moved up. Joe Hendry got moved up.
Ruka
got moved up.
The Raw Championship has now been elevated since it's on the shoulder of Roman Reigns.
Yes.
And he has made it relevant.
What did he say? Someone said a long time, a title doesn't make the man makes a title. And instantly, the World Heavyweight Championship means something now.
The bloodline is back.
So's the Tonga Death Grip.
Tonga Death Grip is back.
Jacob Fatu managed the lock-in, the Tonga Death Grip, which every time I think of the Tonga Death, I think of Ming just going
like
when he would just wave his arms.
He's not going to beat Roman. The question is, how are they going to?
But as remember what Roman said,
protect him.
If you lose, are you ready to acknowledge me?
Yeah, like how are they going to protect him?
So basically, once you lose, you know what you got to do.
Join rank.
Yep.
How does Solo fit into the equation? You know,
Lizzie Rain. Yeah, I don't follow NXT like that. I just know Joe Hendry because
they're coming.
Like who doesn't know?
They're coming.
Who Joe Hendry is, and I know who Ricky Saints. You mean Ricky Starks and Ethan Page. I've always been a big fan of Ethan Page. That girl Soruka's crazy. It's extremely talented. But we know when that happens. And you know what? Everybody was upset. The Y6 got released. Have you seen them on TV lately?
Yeah, like, do you want more of that? Or can we just stop? Can we stop? That Soroka chick, she could end up being a star.
Yeah. Yep. I agree with that.
I don't know much about NXT either, but I watched her, and I watched her at the Royal Rumble, and I saw. Remember what happened to Diesel, 1994 Royal Rumble? The crowd just pushed him, literally.
When Shawn Michaels came out,
like they pushed him. They did it for you.
He threw 8 people out, right?
Yeah, and he got a standing O when he got eliminated. NXT, a bunch of new faces arrived last night. Yeah, they're doing a whole.
Yep.
You know, they're getting ready to have their new group to be able to push and groom, and so we're going to be getting a lot of new faces getting called up. Look at Obafemi right now. He's doing his, you know, he beat Brock.
Yo, did Brock really like retire? Because the rumors are that he did it on his own terms, and people are really mad that.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it was a shoot, but it could be a work shoot.
That's what I'm thinking too.
It could be.
But Brock's that dude that does what he wants when he wants.
Yeah.
Checking to see something.
And plus, it's wrestling, bro. How many times do people retire before they're actually done? You know, you got to give them at least 3 or 4 more of these. It's wrestling, bro. You know, one thing is when the price is right, Brock shows up. You're gonna book him first because he is going to leave once his shit is done. Ricky Saints got called up last night.
Wow. ML Football on Twitter. Just a reminder how NFL history could have changed. In the 2018 draft, Cleveland had the 1st and 4th overall pick. They could have drafted Barkley 1 and quarterback Allen number 4. That would have been insane.
But they didn't. And it is now the score of 14-2. Nationals over the Mets, the team that I was told was going to take over the Big Apple, losing 14-2 in the Big Apple. So whatever fans are still out there, it's probably a little cold and rainy outside. Might want to find somewhere warm to watch your team in the top of the 9th, down by 12 runs. It's got to suck. As far as Brock, he's in talks for one final match. I'm guessing for Gunther to retire him. They're talking about that too, about that potentially being a SummerSlam match. Gunther versus Brock. You know, about Gunther talking about the favor from Heyman with all the favors. So that could potentially be that storyline, and that could potentially be his send-off match. Or Brock saying, like, nah, I don't feel like losing to him. I'll just stop.
So, yeah, Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins this month at Backlash.
The Mania Hangover pay-per-view.
At Backlash. Oh.
Backlash. That's been around for a long time, man. Since 2000. That was the first one.
Remember?
1999 Backlash. That was the first one.
When The Rock had Stone Cold.
The Rock had Stone Cold's belt, and they had their WrestleMania rematch, and The Rock turned face. SummerSlam is in Minnesota this year too, so okay.
God, I wonder how much
At
those tickets
home.
are going to be.
It's probably gross. Probably gross.
Well, I do think. Well, the rumor is 44 might be at Tennessee.
Really?
Yes, your new stadium.
We're getting Super Bowl in 2030. They're saying we're getting the Super Bowl that year, whatever number Super Bowl.
So you must have a dome.
Yeah, it's all,
or a retractable.
They're all going to be. Any new stadium is going to be that moving forward. Everybody's pushing for it. People are crying. People don't want. They don't want to deal with the elements. They don't want to deal with the elements anymore. The players themselves aren't built for the elements. So eventually, everybody's gonna. It's just more games on Amazon Prime, and it's a trickle down effect. Bro.
Well, you saw week 3. It's Baltimore, Dallas, and Rio
de Janeiro.
Yeah, Brazil.
Tuesday night football. Like, come on, man. Just
is that what it is on a Tuesday?
I wouldn't be shocked. We got Friday night football already. We got Wednesday night.
No, that's
Thursday night.
Sunday. Sunday at 4. So it must probably be like at 8 o'clock over there.
Yeah, I can't wait. Next is the schedule release. Oh crap! What happened there? I moved too fast.
We're back.
Okay, we're back.
Schedule release.
Schedule release is around the corner. That way we can start planning accordingly.
I know you guys are going to go to the Giants game.
Real. Right? We will be at MetLife for Dart versus Cam. Dayball revenge game.
Dart versus Cam. Is that going to be a bet between you and Mike?
Well, no. The bet between me and Matthew is which team wins more games this year. Is it the Giants? Is it the Titans?
I got my bet. Who's going to be better in fantasy? And the other one owes each other lunch.
What bet is that?
In fantasy. Who's going to win more games?
What are the teams?
The Kingpins League.
If your fantasy team wins more games than his team,
he owes me lunch.
Okay.
And I'm going to eat like 50. And I think I'm going to eat like 50 wings. I'm going to purposely not eat that whole Saturday. Not eat at all that Sunday. Wait till at lunch. I'm going to make him order me like 50 wings and eat all 50 in front of him. I might throw up afterwards.
But I'm worth it though.
But I'm just going to do it like I'm just staring at him.
Yeah. Last time I won a bet with Matthew that we made, he bought me pizza. Ate it here. It was a great time. So I'm looking forward to that.
Trying to see this damn schedule release date. They haven't released it yet.
Other than that, I really don't know what else to really.
According to ESPN, the NFL is targeting May 12th or May 14th.
For the release date?
Yep.
Okay, so we got a couple more weeks. A couple more weeks of suspense before we know for sure what is going down.
Well, we know Wednesday, September 9th, Seattle's hosting the opener. Thursday, September 10th, it's the 49ers and Rams in Australia. We already know, I just told you about Cowboys and Ravens and Cowboys will take place week 3, September 27th. Kickoff at 4:25. They're in 9 international games this year. You have one in Melbourne, one in Rio de Janeiro, one in Paris, which the Saints are going to play in, Mexico City, which the 49ers are playing in, and you got your 3 London games where it's Jaguars, and Commanders. Munich, Germany has the Lions, and Madrid has the Falcons. You notice Ireland's not in it because I guarantee Ireland will be in it next year. You want to know why? Because this year the Pittsburgh Steelers will have 8 home games. Next year they'll have 9 home games. Contractually obligated to play all 8 home games at Acrisure. So they wait for that 9th game so that the Steelers could be home team in Ireland.
And they fulfill the contract obligations.
Yep.
All in one shot.
A Christmas triple header is returning.
Oh, that means Netflix is getting a game.
A Thanksgiving Eve game could happen. There may be a second Black Friday game. And there's no more Monday doubleheaders.
I didn't mind those sometimes.
That's the most I can give you guys right now on that.
I wasn't mad at the Monday doubleheaders when they actually happened.
I was
fine with it.
Stupid.
from a fantasy perspective, it helped
So
me to
today's
kind
the
of
29th.
do my layout for my lineup a little bit differently. Just having
I'm
that
saying
extra
in
game
2
on a
weeks.
Monday.
So in 2 weeks, May 13th is a Wednesday. Always pretty much do the schedule release on a Wednesday night.
Oh,
So
yeah.
thinking-
We'll be live
I'm
when they
thinking
do
May
it.
13th is going to be the schedule release date.
So that day we'll have a lot of the schedule before we even go live, and we can have it ready to discuss.
Agreed.
Because already they're going to leak games before.
Then I'm looking at July 22nd as the first day for training camp.
So we can go around and recap. We can break down.
And I'm going to go out on a limb. So this is week 1. This is week 2. This is week 3. This is week 1. So 3, 2, 1. No. So I'm going to say 2026. I think we might have a late training camp. Because I think the 29th of August, the 22nd of August, the 15th of August, that'll be week 1, 2, and 3 for preseason. Then I think the 5th is that in between. That's when college starts. And then the 12th is when the NFL starts.
So when it releases that night, we'll go over
Because
week
Labor
1.
Day is late this year. Labor Day is on the 7th of September. Because the first day of September is actually on a Tuesday.
So that week that it drops that night, we'll just
So
we'll be able to break down.
Pretty much May 13th, we'll know the schedule by the time. Well, it uploads at 8:00.
The full
We
schedule.
go live at
There's
8:15.
leaks all day long though.
Yeah, we can
Like,
start discussing some of the
they'll
leaks.
give you all the holiday games and shit. Like they'll have all those posted and ready on the internet, and then you'll finally be able to see your team schedule. So we'll pull up our team schedules. You pull up your team schedules. We'll circle the calendars on the dates that we face each other. And start to plan accordingly. Because I'm trying to go see a couple of games this year.
Cleveland came back. 118-111 with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth.
That pretty much sums it up for tonight.
Austin Reeves back tonight for the Lakers.
Yeah, they'll be back. They should want to close out tonight. I know I would if I was them. You don't want to keep anybody in the game.
We have overtime playoff hockey.
What, Pens Flyers?
Yep.
Ooh. Still a lot going down in sports. You still got the Lakers and Rockets going down tonight when we go off. Overtime hockey. Basketball games dwindling down. Pistons get the win to stay alive. Much needed victory to take it to Game 6, where it will be in Orlando. So you're going to be battling the elements out there. And that could be where Detroit's season ends, to be honest with you, man. Like, it's going to be crazy. Like, it's really, really a hard climb from down 3-1. They will be tested, and that should be a good one. And you have Game 5 going down tonight. No KD. Austin Reeves will be in the house. LA has 2 more chances in LA to close us out. We'll see how that goes. Sixers, Game 6 tomorrow night in Philly. That's where they like to lose. For some reason, they go to Boston and they play well. When they go to Philly, they shit the bed. Get ready for a potential doubleheader with the Phillies and the Giants tomorrow. Thursday, the off day, for the most part, is going to have 2 more games based on the delays from today. Set your lineups. Yeah, man. That's pretty much that. Anything else?
Wow. You ain't lying. Juan Soto's catching it from every instant.
They talked themselves into this situation. They bought themselves into this situation. You get nothing but what you deserve now, which is flack and flack and flack. And it's funny because it's going to follow you for years to come, bro. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day 2.0. You morons. You morons. $755 million. Not even got 10 wins yet. Still losing as we speak, 14-2. I'm done. I'm done here. Are you with the wall, Mets fans?
You better chill. They're going to come after you.
What are they going to come after
The
me with?
Subway Series.
What are they going to do, L's? They're going to come after me with losses? Your team loses every day. What are you going to come at me with? You got nothing. You got nothing but Juan Soto.
I've been quiet. Well, the Phillies suck right now.
They all stink. Get them out of here. Get them out of here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that tells you everything you need to know about us right now. Next week we'll be back. We'll break down some more playoff action. We'll have some more steamier matchups in round 2, both hockey and basketball.
Yeah, it'll be going down.
And we'll see where the Don Mattingly Phillies are at.
Yeah.
Till then, I hope everybody has a nice weekend. Stay safe. And we'll be back next week.